Hello? You're just an innocent kid? I was kind of oh my god! Why? Oh yes, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Diablo 4 players all, to Season 2, the Season of Blood. A good old-fashioned vampire fest where we as players will gain new vampire powers as the main kind of upgrade for us hook, the malignant hearts of the season if you will, alongside a whole other host of goodies. I will admit, I did not expect a Season 2 reveal so soon, and I also didn't expect to actually look this promising. I mean, updates to gem and stash storage? Oh, yes, please. God, there are so many problems in this game that the bar for a really, welcome change is so low. But still, it is a welcome change, and look, that's also being a little bit unfair. There is a lot to unpack here, so unpack it we will. Essentially, adventurers fighting to end this kind of undeady vampireness, and in doing so, well, failed a little bit, and they themselves got killed and then brought back with all the powers of, us as the classes, but without the weaknesses of, needing to breathe, and general hampering things like that. And now it is up to us to step up, enhanced with a little bit of, well, vampire powers to hunt them down and end them. This is the kind of season storyline, and it's looking to be a similar outing to Season 1, but with a lot more content attached to it. First and foremost then, let's actually go over said content, as much as I really do like, admittedly, the trailers for these seasons. They're very well done, and if there's one thing that can always be said of Blizzard throughout the years, is their trailer game is on point. It looks like this guy here, very vampire lordy aesthetic, is going to be the Varshan of the season, the main big bad, and a boss fight of himself. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get uberified too, but on top of that then, there is 5 new endgame bosses, including returning ones, which means they might have finally actually heard us that we would love to fight the excellent campaign bosses again in more challenging modes. And yeah, I would be surprised if that's not exactly what that means. Getting some of those quality encounters back in a challenging way, hopefully tied with rewards towards the endgame of Diablo 4. That is really nice to read, alongside better target farming of uniques and uber uniques. Oh, that's music to thine ears, is it not? As any season should, it shouldn't be too hard to get online and get into things as we re-roll, restart, and have to get back up to strength. So being able to get our uniques, and God forbid even actually enjoy the game with an uber unique and experience that, is a really welcome thing to see, and I can't wait to see what that materializes. If it's actually a really strong, genuine way to get these items, this season is going to be instantly better than Season 2, and just on pure planned content, it seems to be that way. Obviously, have that Blizzard pinch of salt as we go into it, but it certainly looks like it's going to be a big deal. Then we're going to get more renown rewards. That is also a very nice change. So the rewards will carry over when completed on any prior character beyond Outer Lilith and Mac Discovery, so if I'm interpreting that correctly, no more renown grind per season. It's just a one-time, one character anywhere, and you are done. And that is indeed confirmed with the expanded definition before, that it is your potion charges, your skill points, your obols, and your paragon points. So yes, absolutely excellent, the most quality of life. I can't deny there is some good waves here. Then we get those finally promised status resistance changes, so hopefully us sorcerers can stop being knocked over by a strong gust of wind, and then vulnerable, overpower, and critical strike updates, the big buckets of damage, especially vulnerable and critical strike, if they are going to get fiddled with, if they're going to be less dominating, if they're going to be made not the only thing that essentially matters when it comes to how much build your damage does, how much damage your build, you get what I mean, then that is a very positive change for just building in general and the experience going forward. Then we get to gems and stashes. The gems no longer take up space. We knew about that, but it's good to see there. And then stash can be searched and filtered. I hate that such a basic function that should have always existed, because of course it is, because that's how the game is designed, to fill your stash with so many copies of so many legendaries that we always needed a way to actually find stuff. But hey, it's finally happening. This one's not going to get like, oh good, yeah, they've listened, woo, this should always have been there. I'm glad it's finally actually arriving, so yes, that is good to read, and better late than never, I suppose, is the takeaway there. So that's kind of really the notes here, the cliff notes. There's not much more to go into. We don't have an idea of what the vampire powers might be or how they actually go into this. We just know that we're going to meet Eris, a vampire hunter, who's going to help us stalk these blood leeches who are these vampire-y adventurers, and she'll probably be tied with giving us some vampire-y powers. And that does sound to me, though, with vampire powers, to speculate a little bit, that feels more a new, like, ability on your bar, as opposed to, like, an aspect or a heart slot or, you know, like a passive. A vampire power should be something that you're doing, and I would hate to see it be, you heal for a portion of your damage thanks to your vampireness, and yeah, that's fine and everything, okay, but that's a lame way of vampire powering, as opposed to, like, press this button, turn into shadowy bats, and fly to the other side of the room, shredding everything that you pass through. And I feel like necromancers would very much enjoy that kind of mobility, but you know what I'm saying. I really hope these powers manifest as actual, usable, build-defining powers, not build-defining passives, but either way, they definitely need to be build-defining in a way that your Season 1 Malignant Hearts kind of failed to be, despite the promise that they would be. In any case, that is all we know for now. I am cautiously optimistic. Season 2 is essentially the make or break. After everything that happened with Season 1, the rockiness, and it's finding its feet, Season 2, with everything we've said, with everything they've promised, with how more open and reactive and positive in their changes they have said they'll be, this is the one. If they nail Season 2, then fair enough, excitement going forward. If they don't, and we kind of just repeat the cycle, then that's more of a problem. But hey, I'm always a believer in optimism over pessimism, and that's what I shall leave myself for now, because on the info we do know, yeah, it's going to be a good time, or at least a gooder time than Season 1. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.